Hi, my name is Rachel Brewster. Welcome to my channel, Humor in Heels, where I tell funny stories about stupid stuff that I do. So, the latest stupid thing that I did was buy a townhouse. Okay, that part wasn't stupid. But the the thing about buying a house is that you have to fill it with furniture, right? And I have zero furniture because I don't know, I've lived with roommates and I lived abroad, and at this point, I have like a bed and a dresser and a desk from my grandmother from like 1922. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have a dining room table or a couch or a nightstand or lights or whatever. So, as most first-time homeowners do, I put out the call to my relatives, caw, and said, if you have any furniture that you want to get rid of, like, I am happy to take it off your hands. So I got a dining room set and couch and this, that, the other thing, right? So I have been DIYing them because they need some love. They're definitely outdated. I am not a DIYer. Like, have we met? I'm creative, just not in that space or the way. It's like a lot of work. It's a lot of work. I do the tappy tap and I buy the things and I hit the Amazon checkout. Like, that I'm great at. Got that down. Check. So thankfully I have a friend whose mom flips furniture living. Well, she's retired, so I guess it's a hobby, but she's really good at it and she's super creative. So I brought her over and I was like, here are all the projects that I want to do. Here's all the furniture that my relatives gave me. Help. SOS. And she did a really great job of saying, like, here's what you do, XYZ, like, talk me through the steps for each project, what needs to happen. I wrote them down in my notes and, like, I've been working on it. But as part of that conversation, I realized that I need power tools. Never bought a power tool in my life. So I went to Home Depot and I said, according to my friend's mom, I need an orbital disc sander and a drill. And one of those needs to have a battery attached because the battery should work for both if it's the same brand. And why would I pay to have a battery twice, right? And the Home Depot people couldn't find the sander. First, they asked me, what kind of drill do you want? And I said, the kind that puts holes in wood. What does that mean? I need a drill. Like, I'm redoing a piece of furniture. I want to remove the hardware from the desk, and then I want to poke a hole in the wood so that I can put a new knobby, pretty shiny thing as the hardware. That's the kind of drill that I need. The one that goes zzz. I don't know. And the orbital disc sander. So it's a sander that's like round. I looked it up. They couldn't find the orbital disc sander, so I said, no problem, I'll go home and buy it online. Praise heavens! There was one orbital disc sander, and I say that I'm excited about that because when I flipped over to look at the drills, they're like 7 different drills, all priced differently and all look exactly the same. Brushed or brushless, battery 1.5, 2, or 4. The chuck drill bitty thing, 1/2 inch or 3/8 inch. I don't know. I thought that's the pointy thing that you put on there. Why do I have to decide that right now? I just want the machine part. The thing you hold in your hand and goes roar. So I thought I could buy it online by myself and clearly failed. So I was like, all right, well, I need to go back to Home Depot so that they can at least educate me on WTF is happening here. So I went back to Home Depot the next day. I'd already spent like 45 minutes at Home Depot the day before, so I wasn't super thrilled about going back, but okay. And then I talked to 3 more people for another 45 minutes, and none of them could answer my questions. Nobody knew what brushed versus brushless was. Nobody knew about the battery voltage, and nobody knew the difference between 1/2 and 3/8. And I'm like, is this a job? Am I wrong? Like, I thought this was like what you do. Apparently not. Apparently Home Depot people can like help you find something, but they can't help you understand what you're actually buying. I did not know that, genuinely. So it's like the blind leading the blind. I'm asking questions and they're asking them back, and I'm like, I don't know. That's why I asked you. So the brand I was buying was called Ryobi because it's like a, I don't know, better price point than DeWalt. Like, seriously, if a Home Depot person had led me to DeWalt and was like, here's a $200 power drill. This box that we have pulled off the shelf, this is the one that you need. $200 is expensive, I know, but this is for you. I would have bought it because I'm a complete moron about drills and had literally no idea. And also because I'm the person who I would have thought to myself, well, realistically, I'm going to buy one drill in my entire life. So if it's a $200 drill, like, screw it, right? But they couldn't even do that. I was just like, so I was like, okay, if you don't know, who would know? And they were like, well, the Ryobi brand has sales representatives. You should talk to one of them. Great. Is there a sales rep in the store right now with Ryobi? No. You need to go home and call them online. Of course I do. Of course I do. So I was at Home Depot. They didn't find what I wanted. And then I had to go home and look online. And then I was like, oh my God. And then I went back to Home Depot. And now I have to go back home and I have to call these people. And I'm like, oh, I just want a drill. I want the thing that goes and makes a hole in a piece of plywood. So I called the Ryobi people and we went from knowing nothing to like way too much information. I was like, holy shit. So I now know this. So here, on the positive side, she was extremely knowledgeable about her power tools and clearly owned a lot of them because she had a lot of thoughts to give me in what I swear on my life was a 45-minute phone call. She was talking to me about brushed and brushless and battery life. By the way, I asked her, what's 1.5, 2, and 4 amp battery, right? Like, educate me on that. And she's like, well, it's the life of the battery and how long it'll last you while you're doing your project. Great. How long will it last me? Is this like 1.5 hours, 2 hours, 4 hours? Is that what the numbers stand for? And she goes, no, like it just, and I was like, okay, then how long will the battery last me if I'm getting a 1.5 because it's cheaper? How long will it last me? And she's like, I don't know, kind of depends on what project you do. Oh, okay, not helpful. So it's like getting information, but not in a way that was like actually useful to me. And at a certain point, I was like, lovely Ryobi representative, thank you so much for educating me. It's lovely and it's really helpful, but I'm going to help you understand who you're talking to here. I buy high heels, not power tools. That's the level. And she laughed because it was funny and I was making fun of myself and it's what I do. Have we met? But what I wanted by saying that was like, I need you to tell me this is the SKU, right? Like what I wanted from the Home Depot person, pull this one off. It's $200. Go buy it, Rachel, you idiot. That's what I want from you. Which drill do I buy? I'm doing a DIY furniture project. Vroom is what I'm looking for. Which one of them goes vroom in a way that makes me happy? Just pick one. And she gave me like 4 different options and I was just like, okay. So if anyone cares, which I'm sure you don't, I went with a Ryobi drill with a 1/2 chuck, the thing where you put the other thingies on, with a 1.5 battery voltage thing. And I went with brushed because brushless was more expensive. And I was like, let's be honest, I'm not building houses for Habitat for Humanity here, okay? Like, it's cheaper. Did I mention that that was a requirement? And then I took a deep breath and I went over to the other tab and I bought the one orbital disc sander that they have. Okay. The way that one orbital disc sander exists, I want there to be one drill that exists for me. But apparently that was not meant to be. Anyway, both the sander and the drill are coming tomorrow, and I am going to see if I have the metal to pull off sanding down a desk and dresser thingy, which, let's be honest, is super questionable because, like I said, I am not a DIYer. Making decent progress so far. I've got some projects that are like in the works and they look good, but let's be honest. Yesterday, I put spray paint on a thing, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I took something that was like a vinyl, ugly, old wood 1970s thing, and I spray painted it black. And I stood back from it and I was like, that looks pretty good. I'm pretty proud of myself. Look at me go. So that's my story about absolutely nothing, except if you are currently buying power tools, specifically a drill and orbital sander, you now have a reference point. So you're welcome. Great. Talk to you later. Okay, bye.